Today is Thursday. This is getting released at midday. Normally we perform better about 8 o'clock on a Thursday. Not that it helped us necessarily last week, but this man could help us. He's helped us before. He could certainly help us again. So here is 10 reasons why Steven Gerrard should return. Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're going to go from 1 to 10. No real particular order. And yeah, leave your suggestions down below. I'm going to whip out a bunch of top 10, top 10s, 10 reasons, you name it. So get the comments in down below. Anything top 10, I'll get round to doing it. Alright, suggestions, hit me with it. Get them down there and I will look into it and I'll get that vid made for you. But reason number 1, he's the last guy to win us a league title and he's won it before, right? So, obviously, Steven Gerrard is the guy to last managers to a league title. He's the last guy, right, that has had true success at Rangers. I could sit here and grate, right, about cups and he did 1 out of 9, right? And, 1 out of 9 is no good enough. He'll know that. Most fans will know that. But the fact of the matter is this, Stevie G, right, his objective when he came into this football club was to stop the 10 and was to get us winning league titles again, and that's what he did. Now, he left us high and dry for Aston Villa, but you know what, he wasn't really backed. So for me, this guy definitely worth a shout again, considering the fact he's the last guy to win us a league. Reason number 2, he's very, very well spoken. He knows how to get himself across. Always liked his pressers, always liked his post-matchers. You know what I mean? When it came down to accountability, this guy took it on the chin. He was full of praise for his players and he called out players when they weren't playing well. And I think for too long now, we have had guys in the door that have just, for lack of better terms, spewed shite. Beale, Clement. I don't really want to include Barry because he is intern. But in terms of, I like Gio, but he wasn't quite Gerrard when it came to the pressers and things like that. I feel like Gerrard would call out players and he would call out the media and things like that, and I like that. He's well spoken. I think that's a really good trait to have as a manager. Reason number 3, he will be very hungry for success. Make no mistake about it, right? Steven Gerrard's career has pretty much nosedived since he left us. Now here, he went to Villa and, and Unai Emery, right, has got to take a lot of credit for what he did at Aston Villa. They looked like a team that were relegation fodder under Gerrard, and now they're in the Champions League, quarter-finals or an FA Cup semi-final, easily like a top 6 team in England. So the job that Unai Emery done cannot be, it can't be underappreciated. Gerrard, though, it didn't work out. But, Unai Emery didn't work out at Arsenal. It wasn't it's not like Emery at Arsenal, right? He had them doing where Man United and Tottenham are, right? He missed out on top 4 and a few other things in there as well, and didn't exactly go according to plan. But again, Arsenal's transfer business when he was in charge wasn't really all that good. That's nothing you could say again about Emery. He's been given a lot better transfers than what Gerrard had at Villa, but here he earned that, I guess, by being higher up the table. But like I say with Gerrard, he almost needs us more than we need him. And I would say that's true. Reason number 4, good recruitment. You look back at the Gerrard years, right? Now, was there a lot of guys that Gerrard signed, a couple of windows ago, i.e. like last summer or the summer before, we're like, oh, I can't wait for him to go. It's time for Kent Morelos to go. It's time for Goldson to go. It's time for Hollander to go. It's time for him to go, etc. Lundstrom, right? Get all guys like that. Yes, that was discussed and that was spoken about, but the problem is with a lot of those guys is pretty much the vast majority of them outstayed their welcome and should have been sold. You know what I mean? And that money should have been used to back Gerrard. If you look at flops that Gerrard brought in, they are nowhere near as floppy, is that a word? We'll call it that, as the flops we bring in now. Even like someone like George Edmondson, right? And I'm not going to sit here and pretend he is the fucking holy grail, the fridge. But he's fucking better than Robin Proper. He really, really is. George Edmundson would probably walk straight into this Rangers team. You know, you look at like Nikola Katic, Gerrard brought in. Look what he's doing for Plymouth. You look at the guys like Aribo, Kamara, Bassey, you know, Morelos, Kent. He brought Davis back. He brought McGregor back. Arfield came in. You know, Defoe. All these guys, and I get it right. I think I've included Morelos in there. That was Pedro. But Morelos, we did get the best out of him under Gerrard. But it's like a lot of guys that Gerrard signed, you know, they're only the only. I mean, I think this is a fair thing to say. I know the 1 out of 9 cups is pathetic, right, and it's no good enough. But see everyone that we've just talked about, their decline came after Gerrard. Name me one of these players, right, that left at the end of, you know, Beale's second season. Or was it Beale's second season? No, the end of... Name me players, right, that left at the end of 2023 season and 24, like last summer season, that were flopping big time under Gerrard. It's like Kent and Morelos, right? I don't really think Arfield was flopping all too much, but everyone that's pretty much left in the last couple of summer windows that played under Gerrard, they were good. Even like Goldson, Tav, you fucking name it. Everybody was better, and yeah, a few of them will be affected by age, but honestly, pretty much every player that played under Gerrard, and after he left, most of them got worse. And yeah, we can factor in age to a couple of them, but that maybe just goes to show what good of a job Gerrard was doing, folks. Reason number 5, he rebuilt us before. Absolutely. You look at the absolute state of us before, right? Going into that 18-19 season, Progress, Niederkorn the year before. I remember it was my formal, my school formal, fucking sitting there, half done in, and Progress Niederkorn beat us. I've never felt rock bottom like it. Pished. Oh, it was brutal, to say the least. Oh, pish, man. Absolute pish. But here, he's rebuilt us before. Let's hope he can do it again. I mean, the proof's in the pudding. Like, he has done it before, and I'd argue I wouldn't even argue. As bad as this current Rangers team is, and it is bad, there's way better players in this team than there was at the end of, like, 17-18 season. I just think the problem is now we've got a lot of overpaid fucking garbage, and that is a problem. You know, we've got individuals, and we need to somehow get them together and actually perform as a team. Reason number 6, he understands Scottish football. He does. You know, he came up here, he treated it with respect, and he got it pretty much from the get-go. Ever since he walked into Ibrox, Steven Gerrard got it. He got what Rangers meant, and he truly understood it. And there's some managers that just didn't. I mean, you look at Philip Clement. It's almost like when we were getting beat and we got back to like drawing positions. That was deemed good enough. Gerrard doesn't think like that, and we need someone with that mindset in here. Barry thinks like that, but it's not like everything's been fucking peachy since Barry got in. But I think a key factor to a manager is someone that understands Scottish football. Totally. Reason number 7, he's got a good record against Celtic. I believe it was 13 games, 8 wins, and obviously I don't think it was 5. I mean, I'm trying to think of the draws in there. So we lost the first game, we won the second game. I think the first season it was 2 each. There was a cup final in there as well that we lost. Or was that the second season? That might have been the second season, you know. Either way, I know for a fact he won like 8. I think it was definitely 8 out of 13. But the fact of the matter is this: I've put it as a reason, but our record against Celtic this season isn't bad. It's the other games that are costing us. But yeah, it's better to have it than not. Reason number 8, the 49ers will back him. Yeah, it's the reason why he left the first time round. We didn't back him in that 21 summer window, and then he pissed off to Aston Villa. And you know what? If we back Gerrard properly during that summer window, who knows what that season would have behold. You know what I mean? I'm not going to rewrite history and say, well, if Gerrard stayed and he got back with money, would have walked the league, because that would be, you know, that would be disrespectful to Ange, because as much as I hate Celtic, you know, Ange turned them around. He did. And there's no guarantee that if Gerrard stays with money, a bit more money, that we would have won the league. But fuck, our chances drastically go up, in my opinion. So yeah, hopefully with money, he'll step up to task. Reason number 9, the gap ain't as big as 17-18 going into 18-19. Absolutely not. I mean, you think of it back then, the state that we were in terms of what happened with Europe, finishing third. Like, we were legit finishing third, folks. Aberdeen were beating us. And yeah, it was a better Aberdeen side. And not only that, Celtic were just much better. You look at this season, we can beat them in the games. People will say the games don't matter. And you know what? Until we actually beat them in games that matter, I can't really debunk that. But the fact of the matter is this, it feels like if we can just get better results against the rest of the teams in the league, it can be turned around. And Gerrard, look at his last full season in charge. What was it? Was it 34 wins and 4 draws? I mean, that's phenomenal. Like, well, obviously it's fucking phenomenal. I mean, that's going to win you the league every year, man. You know what I mean? So I'm not asking for it every year, even though, I mean, it would be a nice wee present for the big man to whip out for us. But yeah, honestly, he's overturned a bigger gap that he did back then. But the key thing to remember is, folks, it took him 3 years, took him 3 seasons to overturn that gap. I don't want to be sitting here in 3 seasons' time saying, oh, yeah, this is his 3rd season and hopefully we overturn him and win the league. I know it's a pipe dream. It feels like it right now that we are going to win a league next year, but we need to believe in something. You know what I mean? And last summer, it was just dead. Clement, the bubble had burst. Recruitment was bogging. The players that we had were shite. This summer, takeover, an actual decent manager in charge. There's a lot more hope this season ahead. And yeah, you can call it copium, you can call it hopium, whatever you want, but I think there's just a lot more hope this summer. And our final reason, redemption for Steven Gerrard. Kind of ties in to the hungry for success, but you know what? He will know that 1 out of 9 trophies ain't good enough. And here, like I said, it could take 3 seasons. It might take 2 seasons. Hell, it might take 4 seasons to win a league title, right? And I'm not saying, I don't want that. I want to win it next year. Of course I fucking do. But what needs to happen, and what is an absolute must, is winning cups, right? See if we lost the league this year, but we won both cups, it's easier to stomach. The league is the bread and butter, but you want to win cups, alright? You want to win everything. Winning hee-haw and having nothing to play for domestically since pretty much the start of February is downright disgusting, and Gerrard will hopefully this time around sort it out in the cups and deliver big time. Anyway, folks, that is 10 reasons why Rangers should bring Gerrard back. Tomorrow, the next day, whenever, might be 10 reasons why we shouldn't. So until then, peace.